Hi, my name's Matt, and this is the Salvage Circus. Today we're going to be talking about two large modern sculptors and four large and four smaller marble columns, bases, and capitals. If you like my channel and you have the same sorts of interests that I do, and you have half as much enjoyment from watching these videos as I do making them, I'd appreciate it if you press the like button and also subscribe. Most of the things that are in these videos are for sale. So today, first of all, we're going to look at a couple of large modernistic sculptors. They're by a noted artist named Richard Bailey. They generally, I don't like modern sculptors, but there was something about these that I did. Richard Bailey was a very interesting person. He had an interesting life and was known as the Marble Man. He studied in Manhattan and lived with José de Crespigny, who is a major force in sculpture. He has Alice in Wonderland in Central Park. And a lot of large commissioned works. They lived and worked together, and then they both went to Paris and studied with Picasso. And especially with the small and large horse, you can see the influences of Picasso. It's a very good sculptor. It looks good at all angles. A lot of things look good from one angle and then sort of awkward from another, but not the horse. This is horse country, so it's very at home here, and I like the way it sits here. Looks out over the fields. Until a little bit ago, there was horses here. We'll walk over and take a look at his second sculptor, which is a large granite embracing man and woman. I'm 6'6", and it's a pretty tall thing. It's probably 7.5, 8 feet tall. It is the same way. It has something about it that's very appealing. You can really see the influences of Picasso and the other people that he studied with. Moving them here had not a lot of challenges. It was actually pretty simple to move them. The main problem was they were from a part of the area that I don't know people in. I don't know riggers, I don't know shipping companies, so I had some trouble finding somebody who would actually move them for me. We eventually found a towing company in Lewes, Delaware that was willing to give it a try. They were younger guys. They didn't have exactly the right equipment. It's a very simple process to move them, a little more difficult to set them once they're here, but basically a very simple job, but they had not done before. They did good. They brought a large telehandler, which is basically an all-terrain forklift, and a large roll-off wrecker. I always worry when it's somebody that I haven't worked with that they will do damage. I'm just not comfortable with them, but they were young guys. They worked hard, they were slow, they were careful, and we did no damage. Granite is very sturdy substance, so much harder to break. Marble, very easy to knock a chunk off of, or if it's not cushioned correctly on the truck, you know, you hit bumps and things in the road and you can crack the marble. So we had no damage. They arrived. We had the slabs, heavy slabs of marble in place. Took a little bit of doing. Like I said, it wasn't exactly the right sort of equipment. We'll take a look. Same for here. The horse was set up. The supports for the horse was set up. So took us a little bit to get them on. We tried a couple things. The first ones didn't work, but then the second time it did work. We positioned it a little bit and it looks just right. If you look out over the fields here that over time had horses in them, look right at home. It looks like a mother horse and a small horse behind. So I like them. And like I said, generally I don't like modern sculptors, but I'm pleased with these, and I'm pleased to have these. The next things we'll look at is some large marble columns. These columns came from a cathedral in Philadelphia called the Transfiguration of Our Lord. It was a very opulent church, large church, one of the larger ones in Philadelphia. I salvaged a lot of marble out of it, different kinds, some of it quite rare. The 4 sets of large and 4 individual small columns are among the things that I have left. In a little bit, I will pour some water on them. They're red, they have tones of blue, white, and various shades of gray. It's very rare marble to be in a large form, you know, common on top of high-style French furniture, but not common as a column. The other thing that is interesting about them is they are about 16 feet long, and rarely are columns more than 12 feet long in one piece like this, because what they would in essence have to do is take a 2.5 by 2.5 by 16 foot long square of marble and turn it like you would a banister or a balustrade or any kind of wood turning. It's a hard thing to do, and for every one that turned out, 1 or 2 or 3 would break. So it's very expensive. It was an expensive process, especially the older they are, the harder that process was. So they're substantially beautiful things, among the best single span columns you will see. They're not common things. What I'm going to do to give you kind of an idea, it looks sort of, you can kind of see the red, but you don't really see it. It will be polished, of course, when it is reinstalled, but I'm going to dump some water on to give you an idea of how different the color is. And it'll be much more vibrant than that, but you can see the difference that the water makes. Marble is quite soft and dulls quickly when it's exposed to the weather. I'm going to come back to them, but I'm also going to do the same thing with the small columns. And just, you take a look before, and then you take a look later and you can see how vibrant those colors would be. 2 of the columns broke, but broke cleanly and will be very easy to reinstall. Those seams will become basically invisible. There's little bits of damage here and there, but not a lot. Same for the capitals and the bases. These are a capital and a base for the large columns. It's beautiful carving. There is a lion in the front. There's lots of decorative elements. There are grapes, and you can see they're French white hard limestone. These are the capitals to the small columns behind you. It was a circular wall that made up the high altar, and these columns were in back, so they're only carved on 3 sides. The back side would have been flat against the wall, so there was no reason to carve. They carved to the sides, and then this would have been right flush with a wall. The small columns were on all the apses of the side altars, so they were carved on all 4 sides because you could walk around them and walk into the small side altars. They're, like I said, they're among the better columns you will see. Couple of reasons: the rarity of the marble, especially for the large red ones, the size of them. Almost always when you get over 10, 12 feet, they start to piece columns together. This red marble on the base is the same red marble. I should have saved some water and thrown it on so you could see the difference, but it would come the same way, from that sort of dull look where you can make out the red, but it becomes very vibrant when it's polished or when it becomes wet. So they're pretty terrific things. It's the only large things that I have left from Transfiguration. That was a very large, very opulent church. It took a full square city block. I had a lot of fossilized yellow marble. There was probably 30 kinds of marble in the building, which is a lot. The bigger the cathedral, the bigger the cathedral, the more kinds of marble. There are certain kinds of marble you only see in Catholic churches. They own the quarries. So if you see it, you know it came from a Catholic church. Like I said, the bigger, the better, the more opulent the cathedral, the more different types of marble that we use. Some of the really preeminent churches in here or in Italy, they might have 200 kinds of marble in the church. So this was a very, very nice church. We'll try and do at least 1 or 2 videos a week. There's a lot of things. Some of the videos will be about actually moving the things, getting them here. Some of the videos will be actually at the places, maybe how the things are being taken out and moved. Some of them will be about things that get to here but have to be cleaned or repaired. So there's a lot of different kinds of videos that we will do. Some will be more geared towards antiques. A lot will be geared towards the architectural salvage. I've always had this passion for it. As I said in the beginning, if you like these videos, please subscribe. Please hit the like button. Any sort of feedback, hopefully positive, but any kind of feedback is always appreciated and lets people, know that they share the same ideas that you have. So we'll have more videos coming, hopefully 1 or 2 a week, and I'll see you soon. Thanks.